channel. So if you're new here, my name is Emily Bruce. I'm a military wife. My husband is active duty and currently deployed. We have 2 golden retrievers, which is what this video is going to be about. So if you are new to my channel, haven't watched any of my videos, you wouldn't know that I posted a golden retriever routine, kind of like their grooming routine and things like that, and talking to you guys about them. And that video actually hit 10,000 views. So thank you to everybody that has watched it and commented and everything. I'm so glad that you guys loved it, because it's probably like one of my favorite videos that I've done, and it's a little bit different. I don't think that a lot of people have done videos like that. So if you hear jingling, there's Daisy. But yeah, so from that video, I got a lot of comments that were like, thank you for this video. It was very informational because I wasn't sure if I should get a dog, and this told me like, yes, I should or I shouldn't, and this gave me like good information about having a dog and what it's like and blah, blah, blah. Or I got a lot of videos of like, or comments of like, how did you know you're ready to get a dog? Some people messaged me on Instagram asking like any tips, blah, blah, blah. So I figured I would make a video just kind of explaining like the things that you should know before you get a dog. Like things that not a lot of people would tell you or don't go into detail about, and that kind of thing. If you hear the dog's collar jingling in the background, that's just what's gonna happen. So, and there's also a lot of flies in here because Florida. Okay, so I wrote down 3 specific categories that I think are like the main points to hit. So the first one is time. So basically, having a dog does require a decent amount of time. Time as in taking time to train them, taking time to walk them, get their exercise, just like little things like feeding them in the morning, that takes time, grooming them, that takes time, taking them to the groomer, that takes time, like spending time with them and stuff. And then also like having 2 golden retrievers specifically, that creates a lot more time for me to clean the house, because these dogs shed more than any dog I have ever had. Granted, I've only had a like lab mix and a golden retriever and a Pomeranian, but they shed a crap ton. Like I literally vacuum every single day. I know Huskies shed a ton, and German Shepherds, they definitely shed too. But if you're a neat freak or a clean freak or anything, these are not the dogs for you. If you can't stand dog hair, not the dogs for you. We literally have lint rollers everywhere. We go through lint rollers like crazy. And it's just, there's dog hair literally everywhere. Like, so that creates a lot more time for me to have to vacuum and things like that. So, and clean up after them and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, definitely take that into consideration. The second topic is responsibility. So obviously everybody says, are you sure you want to get a dog? That's a lot of responsibility, blah, blah, blah. Well, it is. So especially if you're not home a lot, you have to consider getting a dog sitter, boarding them. You can't just like up and dip out. Like you have to go somewhere that you can take your dog. You have to find somebody to watch your dog. And then as well as like just going out for the day, you can't just like be gone for hours upon hours and hours and hours and leave your dog at home. I mean, I leave the house, you know, we can leave for like a good 8 hours, and that's probably the max for us. And it also depends on the age of the dog and stuff like that. So that's definitely a big thing. Another thing with responsibility is training your dog. That's a huge thing. You don't want your dog to harm anybody else. You don't want them to not listen to you and get out and run away. And even like if you have people over, you don't want them to act crazy. You don't want them to like jump on a kid or something and hurt them. Like that's just a big thing, because if anything, if your dog does anything, it falls back on you, the owner. So that's a huge thing. Also like responsibility again with walking them. You just have to make sure that that's like something that you do. You make sure that they get their exercise and stuff like that, because that's just part of having a dog, especially a big dog. I'm more speaking in this video towards big dogs, golden retrievers, things like that. And then I think the biggest thing, which is why I saved it for last, is financially. So a lot of people get a dog and they have no idea how much it actually costs monthly. And yes, there are like monthly things for a dog. If you're a responsible dog owner. So monthly, obviously their food. We get the dog's food from Sam's Club because we just save money that way because we have 2 dogs. So you also have to take that into consideration, how many dogs you have. And then you want to make sure you're feeding them the right amount, which it will say on the back of the dog food bag that you get based on their weight. And then you can also ask your vet. But yeah, and then also when they're puppies, you don't just get a puppy and that's it. Like, you have to make sure they get all their shots. And then like the shot bundles are usually like $50 to $100 each visit, and that's like every month that you have to go when they're a puppy. And then monthly, we have Jackson Daisy on heartworm preventative and flea and tick preventative and like intestinal parasites, which that is something that you definitely want to have. Heartworm is a big thing, and just because you have your dog on the preventative doesn't mean that they're not going to get it. I know that I've heard of dogs still getting it even when they're on the preventative, and that's like a really bad thing like for your dog to have. So the heartworm, I know that that is for sure monthly, and then you can also get the flea and tick. There's a bunch of different like companies and brands and stuff. There's monthly ones, there's like the collars, there's like the stuff you put on their back. I know that there's like 3-month ones, there's a ton of different ones, so I would ask your vet, and yeah, you can just pick the one that you want that works for you. I like having one specific pill for heartworm, flea, tick, like all of that in one. And so I just give that to them monthly, and that's that. So to give you an idea, the one that I get is Trifexis, and that is monthly. Because I have 2 dogs, the 6th month really is only 3 months for us. So every 3 months we pay $120 to get the preventatives for them. Or you can do it, some vets sell them monthly like my vet does it, and it's like $22 per pill basically. So $44 a month for us. So you can do it monthly too. And then I know that just the Heartgard is like $7 a month, but then you have to think of the flea and tick, and you don't want to get fleas on your dogs because that's just gross. And then you have to talk about like grooming. If you have I know poodles, like golden doodles, things like that, you can't really groom them yourselves. You probably can if you like are experienced, but that's a lot of money, especially if that's a big dog, or if you aren't comfortable grooming them or whatever. Like, you should definitely take that into consideration because that's a decent amount of money. And then what else? Let me see. I'm looking at my list. Drink break. And then this goes along with financial and responsibility. Spaying or neutering your pet. Responsibility because you don't want your dog getting out and getting another dog pregnant, or that dog, your dog, if you have a female, getting pregnant, or if you have 2 dogs, them having puppies. That's just not something that you want to do. So that is a decent amount of money. There are organizations that can help, which is what we went through, and it was only like $120 each for them to get fixed. But this is like pretty much a huge thing that you have to consider when you have a pet, especially a dog and a big dog. We got Jax fixed. It's $120 to get him fixed, and his medicines and stuff, and his cone. He was good, and then he got an infection, and the infection got pretty bad, and we had to take him to the emergency vet. The emergency vet is very, very, very expensive. It's like $70 just for them to be seen, and basically all in all the whole vet visit was like $300. So you have to take that into consideration, that you make sure that you have like an emergency fund for your pet, because if something happens, if they get bit by a snake, or like anything happens, or if they like chew on something or choking or whatever, like you have to make sure that you have the money to take care of them essentially. I mean, you're getting a living thing and taking it under your wing and taking care of it. It's like, just like having a kid, honestly. I mean, I know these moms out here are gonna come for me and be like, it's not the same thing. No, it's not, but I mean, it is. It's a living thing that you have taken responsibility for. And so yeah, vet bills, and then once they're past the puppy stage, you have to take them yearly to get all their shots and stuff like that, and all that is like, it's probably like 100 to 140 depending on how big your dog is. Yeah, so there's a lot of things, but I think the biggest one is like making sure that financially you can have a dog. Come here, be in my video. Come here. I love her. This is Jax. So what do you think? What else? And then financially also training. We didn't actually pay for them to get training. I know that a lot of people do pay because they don't have the time or whatever. Luckily I was at home most of the time when they were puppies, and I was able to train them for the most part. So, but that is expensive. I know it's like upwards of $600 to $1,000 to train one dog. And you want to make sure your dog is trained because it's not fun when they're not, honestly. So, yeah, What do you think? Is there anything else? What else with you being a dog? So, yeah, that's about all that I can think of right now. I try to make a list so I could make sure I talk about everything, but this video is already over 10 minutes long. And I'm gonna make a few other ones, and then if I forget anything or you've noticed that I've forgotten anything, just comment it down below so that everybody can know all the good stuff. But yeah, basically all in all is just make sure that you think about it before you get an animal. They are a lot of responsibility. It's not just like a cute little puppy that you have all the time. Puppies are a lot of work, especially if you get them when they're young, potty training and all that kind of stuff. Financially is a big thing. See, I can't even film a video. You can go outside. I just thought of something while I let them out. Picking up their dog poop, stuff like that, time-wise, that's a lot. So, responsibility, if they poop on a walk, you have to pick that up. Making sure your grass is cut. Making sure that you have a yard. I'm not saying that anybody that lives in an apartment can't have a big dog, but if you live in an apartment, you have to make sure that you take your dog and make sure that they get plenty of exercise and things like that. So, and then also responsibility as in Daisy is a little bit chunky, if some of you have noticed, so we're making sure that she's losing a little bit of weight because this breed does have hip problems when they're older, and yeah, she's not really overweight. The vet says he would just like her to be a little bit smaller. So yeah, but anyways, if you guys can think of anything else that I haven't said, just let me know. Leave it down below in the comments or comment on my Instagram or something like that, because I'm sure everybody would like to know. And if you have any advice or anything with getting a dog, just leave it down below. But yeah, main thing is just make sure you're ready when you get a dog. And as far as having 2 dogs, the amount of work doubles, the amount of money doubles. But having 2 dogs is very nice because they can play with each other. Getting a second dog is honestly the best decision we ever made. Financially not really, but we knew we could afford it, and it's nice that they have each other to play with. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video, and I'm going to be doing a dog routine soon, daily routine, not grooming. So make sure you keep posted for that. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified anytime I post a new video. I'm thinking about doing an upload schedule, but then again, I go to school online, so I'm not really sure how that would work. And honestly, I kind of like just posting whatever I want, because it's like, hey, surprise, I'm here. It's me again. But yeah, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Who wants to sit where? Daisy, you're a little chunky, so Jax, come here, I'm gonna hold you. Come up here. Come up here. Jax, get your booty up here. Oh my. And now I'm full of hair. It's your world, Daisy. I'm just living in it.